moving on. Our main order of business, I sound like John Oliver. Our main order of business today is left-wing misogyny. That's what you guys came here for. That's why I said I was going to be talking about. That's what we are going to be talking about. First, we're going to go ahead and go live on TikTok because I hate myself. Anyways. Actually, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't go live on TikTok. But you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to start a TikTok live stream, and we're going to be talking about misogyny. Because for some weird reason, okay? For some weird excuse me. Left-wing misogyny. Okay. So, for some really weird reason, okay? Well, I say for some really weird reason, but I think I know the reasoning for this, is that a lot of these people who call themselves, a lot of these men who call themselves leftists, I think a lot of them, first off, I think a lot of them probably aren't actual leftists. I think if you engage in some form of bigotry, be it racism, sexism, misogyny, any of that shit, I think you should be disqualified from the left. I do. I think you should be disqualified. You should be disqualified from the left. You either go all the way or you take your ass fucking home. Okay? Oh shit, my phone fell. I need another tripod. That's what I need. I need another tripod. Anyways, if you're gonna engage in any sort of bigotry, you need to be disqualified from the left. I started condemning misogyny on TikTok, and I've been laughed at by several men so far. It's been fun. Who's been laughing at you? Because that's BS. That is 100% BS, my friend. That is 100% BS. Anyways, so recently, there has been like a surge on the internet when it comes down to misogyny and misogynistic tendencies, okay? And me being anti-misogyny, me being bigotry, me being a women's rights advocate and a feminist, it would not be fair for me to just call out misogyny when the right does it. I also have to do it when the left does it. But I also think that a lot of these people who engage in acts of bigotry, who say that they're on the left, aren't actually on the left. I think for the most part, a lot of these people are just posturing. I do think that there are a lot of feminists out there, feminist men, who, there are a lot of feminist men out there who are feminists only because they think it's gonna help them smash. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. It's not necessarily because they actually care about women. They care about being able to smash. That's it. And these are the types of dudes that engage in misogyny and bigotry. They're just posers. This is why I say it's very sussy to me when someone calls themselves a leftist, but yet blatantly and openly engages in acts of misogyny, or only calls out misogyny when the right does it, but doesn't do it, but doesn't call it out when the left does it. It's one thing, okay, for somebody, for like a left-wing comedian or what have you, for like a left-wing comedian or progressive comedian or whoever, what have you, to, make a misogynistic joke. Because the reason why that's funny and why that's acceptable is because, like, when Bo Burnham does it, I don't want to parrot Vosh with everything I say, but when Bo Burnham does it, right? The reason why that's funny is because Bo Burnham is a comedic genius, and because of the way in which he phrases it, and because of the irony of a very progressive guy making a joke like that. Also, it's like a very surface level, um, like misogynistic joke, like when he says, women are stupid, like stuff like that. Like it's not how do I explain this? It's such a stupid thing for him to say that you're like, oh yeah, obviously he's not serious. Meanwhile, you get other people who try to do those things and they fail, or other people who are just misogynistic. They're just being misogynistic. So I'm gonna bring up a picture, okay? For those of you who are watching on Twitch, yes, I'm also paying to those of you on Twitch, on TikTok, the five of you that are in chat right now. Okay. So we're gonna go. We're gonna look at a woman today. Okay. I know a lot of you don't actually look at women. We're gonna look at a woman today. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, this is Abigail Shapiro. This is the picture I'm looking for right here. So Abigail Shapiro is, yep, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. So Abigail Shapiro is pregnant. Okay. Wait, is this a YouTube video? Who made this? Who made this? Uploaded by Know Your Meme on February 22nd, 2020, 2022. Wait, is Abigail Shapiro an opera singer? What? Anyways, so basically what ended up happening was Abigail Shapiro's body changed because she's going through pregnancy, and when a woman is pregnant, certain things happen to her body. Certain things are enlarged when she is pregnant. This is just a thing that happens. It's a natural part of life. And the internet went crazy over Abigail Shapiro's chest, basically. The internet went freaking ballistic, okay? And the thing is, not enough. The only people that seem to ever be calling this out on the left are the women of the left, who are explaining, hey, you guys doing this is misogynistic. I never look at women. I'm a freaking saint among Slavs. Yeah. So, and I'm saying this, okay, here's my credentials, all right, as to why I get to speak on this. Not just because I'm a leftist and a man, but also because I love boobs. I'm a boob guy. I'm not gonna lie. I am 100%. I love boobs. But and in this situation caused me to reflect on my own misogyny that is still prevalent, that's still present within myself, and caused me to correct that within myself, because I laughed at some jokes that I saw on Twitter and liked a couple posts that I should not have liked and I should not have laughed at. And now I feel really bad and ashamed for it. Because, and this kind of talks about, this kind of like, highlights how prevalent misogyny is in our society, and how normalized, I guess I should say, misogyny is in our society. It is so normalized. So normalized. Yeah, prevalent and insidious, yeah. So normalized. It is really weird to me how all of a sudden, when a right-winger is concerned, all bets are off. I get that the right is very, how should I say, vitriolic and very unwelcoming and inhospitable when it comes down to the left. And we don't necessarily have to come perfect. We don't necessarily have to, I'm not one of those people who's going to tell you to not insult a right-winger. No, do whatever the hell you want. But there's just lines you just don't need to cross. And this is one of those lines, being racist, just being bigoted in any way, shape, or form. Let the right do that, because they do that, and they do it overtly, and they don't discriminate when they do it. It is a form of discrimination, but like, you know what I mean? Like, they do it to everybody. Does not matter to them. That's just what they do. Let them do that. We don't have to do that to insult people, to insult these people, or to, you know, be vitriolic or what have you with our enemies and our oppressors. We don't have to do that. We don't have to perpetuate the same crap. What is that? Oh, okay. We don't have to perpetuate the same crap that they perpetuate. We don't have to be bigots as well. We don't have to do that. I'm all for getting down in the trenches with these people when they insult us. I'm all down. I'm down for getting vitriolic. But, excuse me, we don't have to resort when we resort to their Neanderthalic tactics. We're no better than them when we do that stuff. Yeah, bigotry doesn't excuse bigotry. Not all Republicans are bigots. Yeah, I know not all Republicans are bigots. I'm just saying. Oh, did she really have a miscarriage with that too? Because that makes it even worse. That makes all of this shit even worse if she had a miscarriage. Is this her first time being pregnant, or has she had kids before? She's had kids before, right? I don't know. Did she have a miscarriage? She has a long neck. Or maybe that was just the angle. Did Abigail... Shit. Shapiro have a miscarriage without bleeding? I don't need to know the details like that. I just need to know if she had one. Let's go to Twitter. The hellhole of the internet besides TikTok. Having a miscarriage and being pregnant again made me even more pro-life. How long ago was this uploaded? So this was uploaded December 23rd, 2021. Oh. So, how old... How old is this? How old is her recent maternity photos? Are they... If she had a miscarriage back then she couldn't possibly be that far along. I mean, maybe... Does she have any relation to Ben? She's Ben Shapiro's sister. I don't blame you for not knowing her, but she's Ben Shapiro's sister, and she has her own YouTube channel and shit. Like, she's Ben Shapiro's sister. Yeah, younger sister of Ben Shapiro. Yeah. I'm getting off of here. Too many freaking ads. I'm going back. I'm closing out of this tab. Too many ads. I don't care. Anyways, so it runs in the family, I guess. Yeah, the conservatism, I guess runs in the family. I don't know. Anyways, take dumps on these people because they have crappy political views. Don't take dumps on these people simply because of the fact that they're women. And this is when we talk about, you know, jokes and like how jokes work, okay? And how you can spot whether or not a joke... She announced her pregnancy in October and is still pregnant as of... Okay, so I guessed... No. Abigail Shapiro's not his wife. But he did... Apparently, he tweeted, look how beautiful my sister looks. Simply glowing. I've literally been staring at these photos for hours. First off, I don't doubt that Ben Shapiro has the time to stare at those photos for hours because the dude's rich and doesn't really have to worry about, making money all that much. But I also highly doubt he actually sat around and stared at these photos for hours. I just think he's probably been thinking about it or what have you. It's a weird tweet. Whatever. It's a weird tweet. Um, I jumped in at the wrong time. We don't even need jokes to dunk on these folks. The truth dunks on them perfectly fine. Yeah, that too. But like, if you want to do jokes, then fine, do jokes. But there's a way in which you can do jokes, and there's a way in which you can figure out whether or not a joke is good or whether or not it's, just bigoted or what have you. You ask yourself, when somebody says a joke, like, like the guy on here, the video that Megan tagged me in, telling me to respond to, which I plan on responding to later, either today or tomorrow, where the guy is like, there's this left-wing guy, it's like, well, for once I agree with him, and is just sitting there staring at these pictures of Abigail Shapiro. Why? Why would you do that? Just because you are a leftist, okay, does not mean that all of a sudden you can't be a misogynist. I can't be a misogynist, I'm a leftist. No, you can still be a misogynist. And the problem isn't even necessarily the misogyny in and of itself. The problem that I have is when we call that out, or mainly when left-wing women call that out, and then the leftist men get pissed when they get called out and when they get checked for it. Like, didn't you see my leftist card? Didn't you see my leftist ID? But, like, when you're looking at it, like I was saying about the jokes, when you're looking at a joke, right, and somebody says, oh, yeah, I lost my train of thought for a second. The left-wing guy staring at Abigail Shapiro's boobs, okay? What's the joke there? The joke is boobs. I'm looking at a woman's boobs. That's the joke. And then you go, okay, is that good or is that bad? So you're just staring at her boobs, I'd probably say that's bad. Especially because, look, she's literally in a maternity dress. She's not out, this isn't an OnlyFans picture. This isn't on the hub. This isn't any sort of, like, sex work she's trying to promote. She's literally just, posing with some friends or family. I don't know who these two people are. But she's literally just posing with some people. Pregnant. That's it. Can she not just exist pregnant? Wild thought, I guess. Provide some context for those just joining. Okay, so we're discussing misogyny on the left side of the political spectrum, because oftentimes what happens is within leftist spaces is that when it comes down to us taking dunks on, like, the right wing and Republicans, conservatives, etc., when we do it, we often end up using jokes that end up hurting the very communities that we claim to be protecting, defending, serving, etc. That's what I'm addressing here. And if you want to make jokes about these people, like I said, make jokes about the fact that they have batshit political ideas. Don't make fun of them or make jokes about them for stuff that they can't control. That Shapiro tweet was faked. I figured it might also be faked. I'm not really caring so much about the tweet, honestly. I don't really care. I care more about the reactions, from left-wing men who claim to be feminists and claim to not be bigoted or what have you, that then turn around and engage in bigotry. So again, for those just joining us, when you want to figure out whether or not a joke is bigoted, you ask yourself, okay, what's the joke here? The joke here is Abigail Shapiro has giant gahangalos because of her pregnancy. That's the joke here. Now, then we look and go, okay, is clowning on Abigail Shapiro and putting so much of an emphasis on her assets, her physical features, is that necessary to do? No, it's not. I feel bad, and I'm not even the one making the jokes, and I feel bad about, I feel sorry for Abigail Shapiro for having to go through this. Because regardless of what side of the political spectrum you come from, if you are a woman, you can't just exist as a woman and go through woman shit. Or shit that, I should say, not only woman shit, but shit that people with female reproductive organs can go through. You can't just exist. Someone has to comment. Someone has to make a stupid... Like, I don't have to deal with this as a man. I don't have to deal with this. I don't. I don't have to deal with this with this crap. I really don't. The closest I'll ever get to it is people commenting on my fiance when she and I get pregnant later on in our later on down the road. That's the closest I'll ever get to it. This kind of stuff really needs to stop from the left. We really need to stop this stuff. We really need to stop the misogyny. And again, just because you're a leftist does not mean you can't be a misogynist. Can we all agree on that? Can we all agree on that?